This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update. Dynamite did its post all in episode last night with under 1,000 fans in attendance in Chicago, and they only did a 0.16 rating. That's the equivalent to the Raw after WrestleMania. So it was actually down from the previous week. So for a show that Tony Khan was bragging about in the media, saying that All In, the 8-hour marathon show, was the best show AEW ever put on, why was Dynamite down, and why did they only do a 0.16 rating? The first rating they ever did was 0.66. So how can it possibly be better? One thing that could add some rejuvenation into AEW is if they bring in Goldberg and give him a proper send off. Goldberg has been publicly distasteful about WWE cutting off his speech 28 seconds in, not promoting his send off very well. Actually, the Saturday night's main event featuring Goldberg versus Gunther actually did 28% less viewership than the previous Saturday night's main event, and it had the weakest competition and the lowest rating than any Saturday night's main event since it's come back. And keep in mind, it had 28% less viewers than John Cena against Ron Killings, who they temporarily released after the match. So in theory, Goldberg should have done a lot better, but it was a combination of people not wanting to see the match and the match being poorly promoted. So I do hope, he said his non-disclosure agreement with WWE ends in 2 weeks. So I do think with all the money Tony Khan wastes, having all these wrestlers under contract and not even using them, a good use of his money would be to bring Goldberg in and give him a short run and a good send off. Almost going to AAA. Who cares? Almost sucks. I'm actually using a giant. I mean, how much have they tried with Omos and he hasn't got over? I've been scouting giant wrestlers because there's a giant wrestler in my upcoming Blood Hunter Thirst and Rage movie 7-4 that I'm looking forward to working with. And one thing I found in my scouting of giant wrestlers when I was looking for someone to play that role is there's a lot better giants out there in wrestling than Omos. Omos has had chances and not got over, so why don't they just get rid of him? I don't know. Someone must like him. By the way, apparently the UFC show on Saturday night on cable featuring Derek Lewis did better than Saturday Night Main Event on network television, NBC. So Derek Lewis is not exactly Conor McGregor. I mean, he's a good fighter, but he's not exactly the best of the best. And he got a higher rating than Goldberg's freaking retirement match. Pat McAfee will not be in the WWE for the foreseeable future. He got overwhelmed with too many jobs. He makes $18 million for his ESPN show, and being involved in WWE is just overwhelming. That's on Goldberg. No, well, you know what? I think that Goldberg will get at least 2 million if he goes. Supposedly, he made about 2 million for that Saturday night's main event. I think Tony Khan will pay him at least that. Maybe even more the way Khan throws money around, and he's already in shape. Why not give him a better send off? Why give him a match that's 15 minutes long that nobody wants to see? Like, to me, that's just was horrible booking, but they didn't want to make him look good. Today is the anniversary of Bruiser Brody's death. One of the biggest tragedies of that is his wife didn't do anything to try and avenge the death. And I've seen her hug Abdullah. She remained friendly with Carlos Colon. All these co-conspirators. I mean, she never got justice for them. Yes, exactly, William. I think the fans would be happy. It would rejuvenate AEW. And honestly, for a fan like me who actually used to like Goldberg, I just want to see him go in there have a quick squash, have a Goldberg match to end his career. I don't want to see him go 15 minutes and put a guy that in the 90s would have been a jobber over. But sadly, the talent, here's how bad the talent pool in wrestling is. The three most popular people in the wrestling news still are Goldberg, Hogan, and Flair. Legitimate. These guys are long past their heydays, but they're more relevant than any of the guys today because they're just not getting over. And the proof of it, there's no house shows. They want people to travel from the smaller towns where there used to be house shows to go to these shows, to arenas where they have at least a quarter of the arena curtained off, and in a lot of cases, more than a quarter curtained off. And the ratings are lower than ever. A lot of people watch on social media the clips, but the product itself is horrible to watch. I can't watch the products. Mob Shop, a lot of people told me to watch the Goldberg or the Billy Graham Dark Side of the Ring, and I'm going to be right back to do my review of it because they posted it on YouTube and I did watch it. Another guy named John, it's a regular viewer, were asking me to do a review, so here we go.